Hey y'all, today a miracle happened. My name is Andrew, and that starter works. Oh, this is the OK Humvee.
If you're wondering if it's humid, the answer is yes. All right, we're back. It's hot. Still no baby yet, so I'm gonna do what I can today, even though it's like 110 heat index and 120 humidities. But I got a few things I want to catch up on. First of which, probably not the most important. However, you know I love a koozie. Got some new koozies in the shop, online. We got the link. This one's pretty cool, like a vintage looking logo, like the 90s. They used to have some shirts that were like airbrushed. Sounds pretty cool, like that. Little Humvee on the bottom, just a nod to, my engine has these little icons everywhere. It's pretty cool. Speaking of the icons, yes, I drink pink Costco sparkling water. Another nice little silhouette. So you got the front, the OK Humvee, and the not OK Humvee. Back when I had Jeeps, it was cool to put the stickers upside down that said, you know, if you can read this, flip me over. So this is my nod to those days. Anyways, pick up a koozie online. They're pretty cheap, but they're nice and thick. Keep your, even in the humidity and the heat today, frosty cold. All right, so what have we got today? A couple things from federalmilitaryparts.com, Steve O'Brien's sales department. Shout out Steve. I've got my new oil pressure sending unit. As I showed you last time, this part over there is all jacked up, so I just figured I'd buy a new one. Can't hurt. So this will go in. That's 36A if you're checking the plugs. Hopefully that's one of the last things that's left unplugged. So I know you're super excited about that. That was relatively inexpensive. Sorry, Steve, your card's not really going back in there. This, as I told you, was a different story. If you haven't watched the last video, go back and watch it. Long and short, I took this out to try to fix something else. Realized exactly how rusty that was and went ahead and bought a new one. Now, you can spend a lot of money on these, I found out. Some of these, for some reason, are like $1,700. I did not spend that much. I found one for much cheaper, over half that. Actually, I found two listings. One was from Midwest Military Equipment, and one was from Adventure Off-Road. They were both about $700. They look the exact same, brand new. I don't know why some of the others. What's crazy is there were some that were like $600 that were used and not even guaranteed to work. They're like parts for parts. So I don't know why everybody's got the prices all high. It's really annoying that everything's so expensive. However, if I could do the Lion King song, or Angels. Aww. This thing is mint. It is beautiful, nice and clean. A new a new little metal plate. The rubber bushings in here are all super nice. It came with a new neutral safety switch, and all the labels are a lot easier to read. This is beautiful. This was worth the money. Like I said, it was like 700 bucks. I'm going to use this part of it literally every day. The button works and engages. Man. Super nice. Also, you can see how sweaty I am already. 10 minutes. Anyways, you can also see, I'll come show you how shiny that is on the inside and how corroded that is. So pretty excited about that. So try to get this put in soon. Make sure my linkage is right. I got some new cotter pins for the shift linkage. And oh, I also bought new straps for the thing. You know the thing. The radiator shroud attaches around the cooling stack and all that. And there are these two very tiny, very thin plastic reinforcement, not plastic, metal reinforcement pieces. They're a little bent. That's all right. They're thin. They can bend out flat. Mine disintegrated. I mean, they are pretty thin. Imagine all the rust you've seen on everything else. They fell apart when we were trying to put them back together. So, you get some hardware, but I have these. I'm ready to assemble that. So, yeah, I'm going to start trying to put stuff together. Sorry, I shouldn't be pointing at you with a knife. Make sure, this isn't even my good knife. Make sure to like and subscribe, turn on the notifications. Like I said, the baby could be here any day. I don't know when. Actually, by the time this posts, I may have a baby. So, yeah. I don't know. Go ahead and like and subscribe anyways. And, yeah. Actually, if I can get to 10,000 subscribers, I'm going to repaint the garage white because I'm tired of seeing like this nasty like beige, old person beige color. We repainted the rest of the house and moved in, but not the garage. So help me out. Help motivate me to paint the garage by getting to 10,000 subscribers. All right, let's do this. If I don't die of heat exhaustion. Real quick, just to pull back the curtain, you know, I showed you how rusty and how like that's so rusty it's like separated itself out. Look how clean and shiny those are supposed to be together. It's got some grease back in there, packed in, so this is much better and worth it. Man, that even still has like the protective film on it. You see that? Dang. This thing ain't been protected from anything. It looks like it's been shot. So yeah. What do y'all think? Was this worth it? If you say yes, it was worth it, leave me a comment. If you don't think it was worth it, don't tell my wife how much I spent. I don't really know what all I need. This is gonna pop. Oh, it didn't. Hi. All right, so at least in that bracket, That part's threaded. Where's this hose clamp go to? Oh, okay. So this hose clamp is clamping it to this bracket, which is loose. So I guess I'll start there. Righty tighty. That's right. Okay. That's off. It is weird being able to look straight through. Okay, one thing at a time. Focus. Trying to like wedge that in there. See, because that's a braided line. Oh, I broke it loose. Let's see if we can. Yeah. Sweating so much my glasses keep sliding off my head. Huh. Whew. I think whatever's in there fermented. Anyways, you can see, maybe, I don't know if you can see or not. Yeah, all that's broken off. Plug, the male part, and the surround, or it's all like wedged in there. I don't know. Either way, or get a new one. I'm gonna throw some thread tape on just to be safe. Last joker was on there pretty tight, so I'm sure there's torque specs or something for this, but I'm just gonna give it the good old 2-wrench ugga dugga. Okay, I don't know where the nut is for that. Usually we leave stuff laying around close, but then sometimes I clean up and stuff goes missing. Anyways, I'll just pull this off and show you. This is the bracket. Nice little contraption here. The hose clamp that's now form fitted to that. It goes there. Ta-da. Oh, cool. That doesn't do anything. Cool, that spins freely. That's dumb. Why do these all spin independently? Somebody tell me why. Yes, I could go get a socket. Also, I need a new turbo doghouse. If anybody's got one laying around they want to get rid of, let me know. Shoot me a message on Instagram. All right. This will all get cleaned up. This is the grounding harness we put in. You can see they kind of come through here and go around all the different places. 36A, do need that. Oh, where's my grease? I was reading the service manuals, the Army ones. I think they're called like PS magazine or something. They have all these cool little illustrations, and one of them's they're like cheesy. One of them says, "A little lube goes a long way." All right, 36A oil pressure sending unit is attached. I just need to find the nut for that. And all right, I'm gonna go wash this off my hand before I get it all over myself. Oh, we can check this off the list. If you have, oh, here's the old guy. Anyways, if you have never taken out your shifter, down in there are the things. This, maybe. That is the linkage for the transfer case. That is the linkage for transmission. That is the drive shaft. Those may be the wires for the neutral safety switch that I was trying to bypass. But anyways, that's let's do things with that. Also over there, go ahead and primed and started painting those Anvil Motorworks body mounts that raise the bumper up a little bit. So if you won't always have nice days, if they're painted and it's late at night, I could go ahead and start working on it. But I don't know when I'll put those on. But don't fret, don't worry, it will happen. Not today though. Okay, please ignore my pale white legs. This is the original hardware. I'm just going to put 2 of these in for now. I'm going to go get some new ones when I get some other miscellaneous things. Booting. Dang, son. Oh yeah, I definitely got to get better hardware. Eesh. That's embarrassing. Gotta say though. Say what you will about a $700 shifter and a piece of crap Humvee. We are getting places, people. Yeah, I think I'm gonna wait. Might as well not bolt any of that in until I just run to the store this afternoon when I pick up my kid. Pick up some more of them there's. See, no one wants rusty nuts. That's why you get rusties. Sorry. I'm a parent now. That's a Cars Pixar movie reference. Okay. Now, I'll climb underneath and see what I can see down there. This may be a 2-person thing. This does have 4-speed. One easy way to tell if you've got the 4L80E, especially if you're looking to buy one on GovPlanet. 4L80E, a lot of the A-series trucks, I believe, that have these, they do have park, and then they have first, second, and then drive for the overdrive. The older models don't have a park, and they don't have some here. Anyways, enough of my jabbering. You know, I'm sure you were all wondering, if you had this issue, why didn't you just use your old one? Well, the one from the other motor has a big dent in it right there. And this is also pretty dry and crusty, so I didn't want to risk the same thing happening. See, like that's split. I didn't want to risk the same thing happening again, so I went ahead and bought a new one. If you were wondering, there you have it. Let's see, we'll take a little gander. I think they're about ready for another coat. Trying to do just light coats on these. But yeah. Best place on earth. Look, I told y'all, get your hardware at Atwood's. Grade 8 bulk hardware, $4.99 a pound. I didn't even have half a pound. $1.80. Grade 8 hardware. Do yourself a favor. A nice shiny oil pan. Also, that's not rust, it's just reflecting off the rust of that. I was watching a video and I was like, dang, that looks rusty. It's not, it's beautiful. It's just so shiny it reflects, because I did a really great job painting that. Okay, if you're wondering how I got to that last corner that's like tucked in there, little extension action here. I got 2 extensions and a wobbly. This was a 7/16. I just matched the factory. And if you're wondering how I'm holding the other end of that bolt, since my loving wife is inside with our 3-year-old, and at 8.5 months pregnant, didn't want her out here in the 100 degrees. Here's your tech tip for the day. Some Harbor Freight vice grips. Wedge some things in there. It's like having another person, except they don't talk back. Not a bad way. Sometimes I feel like I'm talking to myself. Actually, a lot of times I just talk to myself. But anyways, some nice grade 8 hardware makes it look even better. Right next to those holes in the body, but need to get the linkage set up. This one will be easy because I can just move it. This one I need to make sure it's lined up. I'm gonna throw some PB Blaster down there, wire brush it before I put probably some primer. I don't know. I don't want to mess up the. Of course, I left my light. That's all right. I don't want to mess up these threads, but I do need to clean that a little bit. I got some new cotter pins, but I'll brush that off, tap it with some paint so it doesn't do that again. All right, real quick. These are the rubber duck shift linkage extension. So these come down off of the shifter, spaced down a little bit so that when you have a body lift, your geometry isn't messed up. Mine was pretty close. Robert said he went ahead and did his. His would like pop out of park and things like that. It was just enough off to be probably not safe. So these bolt on, extend. So thanks, Travis. I like that these packaged together. We'll check out the instructions and go from there. I did clean off the ends of the links. What's that stuff called? PB Blast, wire brushed. Then I did hit it with a little bit of primer, and then a little bit of this Rust-Oleum for grills. It's a matte black, and if it's high heat for grills, then it should be fine down there next to the transmission. So anyways, let's cut open into this and see what we got. Okay. Came with these two that actually go here on the shifter. Obviously that bolts in the way. Those go on there and drop. Then it also comes with this. This is for actual linkage itself down there. You disconnect it from the transmission. This lever pops on, tighten it up, and good to go. So climb down there and we'll get started on this. These are nice too. Powder coated, nice hardware. This, what should I do with this? Let me know in the comments what you think I should do with this. Somebody said they saw one used for like a tap. If I could put Costco sparkling water on a tap, I would, but I don't know. Y'all let me know what to do with this beautiful piece of antique military history. Also, I almost forgot these little plastic grommet things that go on the bottom of the boot down there. So I'll do those too. Okay, I got one of them on. Probably can't hear me because my fan's on. It is very snug, so I got in on one side, pushed the bolt through, and just cinched it down. But it ain't going nowhere, so time to do the other one. But yeah, I forgot those little plastic pieces. So instead of taking that one off, they're just, neither of them's gonna have a plastic piece. Well, it's never as easy as it's supposed to be. That cotter pin came out clean. That one's broken off in there. So, drill time. Fun. Drill bit broke right as I punched through the other side, but it did go all the way through. So, back to regularly scheduled programming. Linkage is in. That one back there. Was a pain in the butt to get that rear cotter pin out. However, it's all in. Took longer than it should have, but it's in. Okay, while I'm down here, just gonna document again for my own sake. I've got the blue wire going to this bus. There is another wire going to the side right there, and it's coming, I forget, I'm moving my phone thinking it's the light, but it's not. It I don't know where it goes. You got the blue coming out of the harness, so there's three little guys come out of this harness. There's the blue one, which 99% sure that one was there, based on one video. I've got 30, is that what that says? Oof. 30 and 15. Let's see, 30 is going to this, which I have the starter ground going to. 30. Okay. So it's just those three. And then the mains. So there could be, that's the extra ground we put in. I mean, there could just be a, I just don't know where it would be. Like even coming from the battery box up in there. Well, I've got a wiring diagram for the starter that I can compare and see if one of these is just, could be that one of these is wrong or I'm missing one. So, oh, I guess I could put the inspection plate back. Well, we'll make sure. We'll do that later.
So it's been a couple days, and see, the last thing I did was took one last video. The starter, the wires are not the same. I have this video from when I took it out, which was actually in one of the previous YouTube videos, and when we were hooking everything up, it just didn't even cross my mind to look at that. So I we did all this diagnostics. The only thing I can think of is it being that wire, whatever that wire was. I don't know what that wire was, and all the manuals and everything that I look at, it's hard to get a great idea of what I'm missing. Plus, I can't even read the ones I have. I don't know. They could be upside down. They could be wrong. So I went over to Robert's. He's got the white wagon top that you've seen a couple times on here. He was gracious enough to let me climb under his truck and look at his starter. And wouldn't you know it, his matches the first video I took. So there's a cable coming, there's three basically that come from that harness. And then there's one straggler that comes down onto that bus as well, and it is 74A. I don't have 74A, but I'm willing to bet that's the one that's missing. Because I confirmed all the others. As you guys know, I have a hard time remembering words and numbers in the right order and such. So I wrote it down. So look, I'll even put it here on the screen. So 74B, that's the blue one. To the bus from the harness, I've got that. It matches. 81, positive from the harness, got that from both. 30 or 3D, not sure which, ground from the harness, got that. That matches. And then the main positive, main negative. So the only one that's missing is 74A, red. And it goes to the bus from the motor side. So I've got to find that. And it's hot. I haven't done anything. I'm sweaty. So my goal for today is to find that wire. Yeah, I'm going to find that wire. So now that I've found out what number it was, I was able to do a quick Google, and it comes from the start box, because that's where the solenoid is, basically. It doesn't have a separate thing like a H1, so it's coming from that main body harness somewhere. So it shouldn't be too hard to find. And if I've broken it or cut it, which I don't think we would have done, if we accidentally broke it or cut it, I could, in theory, make a new one, tap in. That seems like a lot of work to find which one it is, because mine's covered with goop to keep it waterproof. But worst comes to worst, but I'm 90%. I'm 99.986% sure that this is why my starter is not engaging, but I do have power. it goes to like the solenoid on the starter. Let me fact check myself before I get roasted in the comments. Yeah, goes to the starter solenoid. Here we go. All right, so 74A comes from the box and goes around and goes to the starter solenoid on the starter, to that little bus bar shunt thing. So, yeah, I'm gonna find that, and lives will be changed. My life will be changed. Little victories, because this has been pretty discouraging for one stupid little piece to be hold me back this far. So, yeah, that's what we're about to do. Wish me luck. Okay, so I'm back. Had an idea. Since I do have this old, well, this was the harness from the new motor that was very crudely removed from its previous home. I got to thinking, it's probably give me an idea of map if I can find 74 on this. And wouldn't you know it, right here, red and 74A. $74 freaking A in the dog hair. 74A. So, 74A, red, this is what matches what I saw. So I need to just backtrack it. There's grass coming out of that. It's embarrassing, sorry. My garage is so pristine, I can't imagine how grass would get in that. 74A, it's at the end of the harness. So I should be able to just compare it. Hold on. Okay. My camera says it's too hot, so if there's a bunch of cuts, it's because my camera's died. But went ahead and put the harness up here. 74 is at the end. So this is from the 6.5 turbo motor. My harness was from the 6.5 in A. This should be, in theory, in the same-ish spot. So, here goes nothing. So, we follow along. So our glow plugs are on that side. And then around. So it's past the first glow plugs. This is for the injection pump and that plug, which is right here, okay? So it's past that. So okay, so I have my last junction. This has gotta be, it's gotta be glow plugs, those 6. Sorry you're having to stare at me. But, okay, there's those 6. All right, so there's nothing. Well, maybe it's not the same. I mean, I guess it could be routed different since the motor's a little different. So there's only one other place. Ooh, it's hot. So, okay, here's where we're going. So there's that harness right there that splits. It goes, I can double check those. Let me double check. It could be wrapped in with the glow plugs on this side because it does go down to the starter on this side. So let me check there. Hold on. I confirmed there's no extra wires coming out of this. They're all accounted for. The only split is this one. It goes down and goes into the battery box. So it's not either one of those, which makes no sense. So, I mean, I guess it's gotta come through that harness, because I didn't switch the harness. This was the harness that was in the truck. And I know, despite what my friends said, despite what my friends believe, when I first got this, it did turn over and the starter did engage. So, I know I've got it somewhere. I just have to find it. Holy crap. No way. Y'all see that? What the heck? Okay, is that it? Or does this connect? That's gotta be it. I bet we just plugged it up wrong. Holy crap. Okay, sorry Mom for saying crap. This has to be it. Okay, let's hope I didn't fry that thing. You guys in the comments know more. Let me know if I have done something really bad by having that there. But in the meantime, I'm gonna take that off and feed it back down there to the starter and see what happens. Don't worry, the battery is disconnected. Once again, it pays to be a hoarder. I don't know if that's the moral of the story or not. Golly, still no baby yet. We're just gonna wait for nature to take its course. Okay. All right, did not get electrocuted there. Okay. That guy's there. I'm guessing this was just, we pulled it. Okay, so it is in a different place on that harness, but if it was laying here, yeah, I guess it was just an extra and we didn't know where to put it. We probably Googled something and saw a bunch of cables coming off that and thought that's got to be it. So, okay, can I route this down long enough to a starter? All right. Too old. My ankles are too old for that. That little guy's an 8mm, and I know that because I checked it on that guy. It's hot. Ugh. Oh, my light's on. It's probably been like that for a minute. Okay, so I'm just rerouting it a little bit, just to try to get enough clearance. It's hung up on that. All right. Okay. Come on, dude. We're combining the red and the blue to make purple. Red and blue together. If only I had looked at my old video sooner. Maybe it saved me some time.
Need a crawler that can crawl over things. Okay. Batteries are connected. Parking brake is engaged. Couple things. I don't want to just turn it over because I forgot that my engine was pickled. So we'll get to that later. But I just want to see if the starter engages. If it does, I might cry. If it doesn't, I might cry. White light, because I got my old box in. Oh, man. Okay. Hope nothing catches on fire or launches through the garage. Son of a gun. Shoot. At least I still got that. Well, still nothing. So, yeah. I got this other starter. That may be, also could be the batteries. Maybe we'll put the batteries back on the trickle charger. Do the batteries, do the starter, put the other box back in. Yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments, and or maybe some other tips and tricks. In the meantime, like and subscribe. That's not bolted down. You know, I made these shirts a long time ago, trying to figure out what my channel is going to be like, and this shirt actually says it could be worse. Well, I don't know how much worse it could be right now. That was my last ditch effort for getting that to work, and it didn't work. So let me know in the comments what I'm still doing wrong. If you have any ideas, please let me know. If you're in Oklahoma and want to come wrench on this, by all means, you're more than welcome to. I do have this other starter that I can put in. I can put the batteries on, trickle charger, make sure they're, neutral safety switch. The neutral safety switch is not plugged in. Hold that thought. Neutral safety switch with some grease is plugged in. Let's try something now. Okay. Deja vu. For like the 800th time. Batteries are on, parking brake, we're in park, and the computer knows it because the neutral safety switch is plugged in. White light's on. I don't even think I have brakes that it matters. Heck yeah! Okay. It engaged the starter. I don't know if it is fully engaged with the flywheel or whatever. But that's okay, because I don't want to mess with that yet because the engine is pickled. But holy cow, starter works. What a circus. Okay. Starter works. Great. Okay, now I have some clear next steps. Wow. Who would have thought that one little wire? What an idiot. Anyways, thanks for watching. Golly, can you believe that? One stupid little wire that I had a video of a year ago, almost a year ago. Knew exactly where it went in the video, didn't put it back on, and this whole time, that's been my issue. 74A. Okay. Well,
Yeah. Thanks for hanging out. It's really hot. So like I said, I'm going to take a break. That's probably going to be the end of this video. Make sure to like and subscribe. I got the starter working. That's very exciting. And a couple things next. The motor is pickled. So we'll talk about that in the next video. I got some fun stuff for that. Dang, I'm just really excited the starter works and I can't get my thoughts together. Okay. If I haven't said it yet, thanks for sticking around. Please like and subscribe. I'm trying to get to 10,000 subscribers just as like my own little goal. I'm not getting any sponsors or anything at 10, but I am going to set my own goal of painting the garage a different color than this beige. But maybe I should have goals of like this running. Anyways, 10,000 subscribers would be cool. This would be running also cool. So, yeah, because there's spider webs here. Anyways, thank you for sticking around. I'm rambling. There was something else I was going to say, but yeah, I'm hot, can't think. That's it. See ya. Okay, before I leave, I got two important things to do. 2 wires on the starter. Done. 2 wires on the starter. Man, that feels good. Oh, there's something else. Yeah, 36A oil pressure sending unit. We did that today. Well, we did it a couple days ago, but same video. So we can mark that out because we bought the sending unit, we plugged 36A in, it works. We did buy fan shroud hardware. We bought shifter hardware, but oh, we'll knock off shifter. What a fun day, other than it being over 1,000 degrees.